Where does the freaking geek get his toys? From BigBadToyStore.com. Want the latest, greatest toys? Well, Big Bad Toy Store has got them. So click the link in the description below and go get your geek on. Yeah, he may look different, but he still has that same misguided sense of power.
Hey, what's up, YouTube land? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class STARSCREAM. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So there it is. His name is STARSCREAM. He's from Fall of Cybertron. There you have a cool picture of him, like, come on, bring it in. Give us a hug. Come on. In the back, you have your tech specs, you have your obligatory product shot, and you have your bio if you want to read it. And that's basically it for that. So moving right along. Here we have STARSCREAM in his Cybertronian Jet Mode, and looks pretty good. It's a good representation of his alt mode in the game. It's nice. Missing some paint apps, of course, but it is what it is. He does have visible head syndrome. It's right there. It's right there. And he does have some gap issues going on here, but it is what it is. Still, nice molded in details, nice transparent windshields here in the cockpit. Looks good. You got his guns right here, which are all spinny death guns of murder going on here under the wings. Still, looks pretty good, all things considered. His legs are just right there. But yeah, pretty cool. I do like it. Little, like I said, a little gappy, but it's still pretty cool for what it is. For comparison, here he is with Prime. And you can see how he matches up there with Prime. And here he is with the Seeker mold. Just because. So, there you have that. So yeah, he does come with his guns. And they just plug in under the wings here. And we'll get more into those in robot mode. So we'll get down to transformation. So first thing you want to do is unplug the weapons. Like that. You want to come back here. You want to unplug the legs. You see, just pegging right there. So unplug those, take this whole section, and bring it down. Well, before you bring it down, you want to take this little nose piece right here, flip that up, bring that down, come here, slip out his toes, and there you have his legs. Next up, you're going to come back here, you're going to bring out his arms, right here, straighten them out. Bring them out the rest of the way. Now you're going to come here, you're going to bring it down on this hinge, and now you're going to bring this section down like that. And you can take his head, flip that up, and rotate it. And now you're going to bring this whole section up on this hinge like that, and then bring this down, and this tab will tab in right there into that slot. Right there. And lock all that into place. And then you just orient his arms properly. Like that. You can angle his wings back. Take these two pieces here. Just push those back. And that's it. There is STARSCREAM in robot mode. And he looks pretty cool. The robot mode is quite cool. The one problem, again, there are gap issues because if you look at him from the side, you can kind of see through him. So from this angle, not so good. When you look at him dead on, he looks pretty cool. Head sculpt, nice head sculpt going on there. Nice molded detail, nice paint. As you can see, the light piping on this guy works really good. Just any little bit of light just makes those eyes glow, and that looks really cool. But yeah, overall though, it's a nice design. Again, very indicative of the in-game model. Looks cool. Got some nice molded details here in the forearms. And yeah, you know, it works. It works. Like I said, you know, just that gap issue going on there, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Articulation-wise, his head can only swivel. It can only rotate. Shoulders are on a ball joint. You do get a bicep swivel. You do get double-jointed elbows, which is nice. You get a wrist swivel. Hips can go forward and back, in and out. You get a thigh swivel. You get a knee joint, and you get some movement here on his toe, his big old toe. Another issue, too, that I have with the figure is just the fact that these shoulders don't actually seem to lock in anywhere. They just kind of float there. So that's, you know, it's a little bit of a bummer there, but, you know, once you kind of get them into a pose and you just kind of get everything situated right, it still looks good. It's just from certain angles you can just, you know, again, you know, he's a little gappy. Little gappy. And of course you can take his weapons and plug them onto his arms. Let's see. You can plug them in. He does have two separate posts. So, you know, you can use that post. I prefer using the shorter post because it keeps the weapons closer to his forearms. If you use the longer post, it just doesn't really look right because it seems like it sits a little too far out. So I usually use the shorter posts to plug them onto his forearms. So you can totally do that. Get in there. So you have him with his guns. Guns are blazing. You can also take the weapons. One neat little feature is you can take them and you can plug it together. And you have a really spinny barrel of murder death going on here. A double spinny barrel of murder death. And that's pretty cool. And as you can see there, they end up being geared together, so when you move one, they both rotate. And that's neat. And of course you can have him holding that, you know, handheld. You know, you can hold it as a handheld weapon, you know, by either post. Totally up to you. You know, he also has these two longer posts, so he can actually hold it in front of him. So you could totally go that route. You know, you could totally have him, you know, wielding it like that. But me personally, I much prefer the guns on his forearms. Because it just wouldn't be STARSCREAM if he didn't have some kind of murder weapons on his forearms. It just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't be the same. So, that's the way I like my STARSCREAM displayed. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. Now for comparison, here he is next to Prime. As you can see, just maybe slightly taller at the head than Prime. Definitely a lot beefier looking than Prime. And here he is with the Seeker mold. Just because. And here he is with Lord Megatron. You can see how they look together. And they look good together. That's cool. I like the way they look together. So, yeah, decent figure. Like I said, it has some gap issues. Has, you know, I don't like these shoulders just kind of floating there. Still a decent figure. Still worth picking up, you know, especially if you're a fan of this iteration of STARSCREAM, or if you're a STARSCREAM fanboy, period, then you definitely have to have him. He's cool. I do like him. Like I said, despite the issues, I still like him, and I still think he's pretty cool. You know, he looks good when you look at him dead on. When you start to turn him, then you kind of start to see just that you know, all the but when you look at him dead on, he looks awesome. But yeah, decent figure. I still think worth your time. And definitely a nice addition to your War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron shelf. I still think he's a pretty decent figure despite the flaws. So I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Starscream, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Oh, just one more thing. One little bit that I forgot to mention in the articulation. He does have a little ankle rocker joint going on there. So just totally forgot about it. Didn't want to leave it out. So there you go. Fall of Cybertron Starscream. I'm really going to go now. Bye.
Who disrupts my coronation? Coronation, Starscream? That's bad comedy. You know what's good comedy? Ultra Magnus. Have you seen his new act? He does this thing where he smashes things with a big hammer. It's great. Ah, you see? That's hilarious. Now that's good comedy.